watching the Highlight Zone with WANE 15 Sports Director Glenn Marini. Local sports coverage you can count on.
Which one are you? 'Cause we know who we are. Yeah, we can.
It'll be a step close to the belt and also a step close to our goal to be win state.
I'd love to just give them the first loss of the year, since it's our rival too, and something that we want to strive for.
We've been setting our goal on winning the bell this year. Just winning this Friday would just take care of itself.
You come out the first quarter with high intensity. Make sure we carry that all the way through the fourth quarter.
We came to play. Get out the way, 'cause we came to play.
It is rivalry week in the SAC, and that means the annual totem pole game. It means the Battle of the Bishops, and it means Spooler Stadium supremacy on the line. But the biggest showdown in the Summit City tonight, no doubt about it, taking place at the lush Dean Gorsuch Field. Andy McDonald joins us now with your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Andy.
Hey, thank you, Glenn. Homestead and Carroll have only been in the SAC since 2015, but neither team yet to win that conference title. That may just change this year. Both teams in the thick of that victory bell race. Homestead at Carroll. It's your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Homestead alone atop the SAC, 6-0. The Spartans are. Carroll 4-2, a head-to-head win over Homestead. Keep them in the conference hopes alive. Second play from scrimmage, Jake Archbold around the left side, tiptoes down the sideline, a Gem of the Night nominee, 7-0. Homestead. Chargers, though, sticking tough. A pair of field goals early on. It's 7-6. Then you'll see quarterback for Homestead, a Luke Goody, one through the ground, the other by the air. To Archbold again over the middle into the end zone, 14-6. The Chargers stuck tough with Snider this year. Also with Bishop Dwenger, they hit Jeff Becker, Mason Englert. It's 14-12 at the half. Second half, though, Homestead comes out and looks like a whole new team. To Jared Kistler, Luke Goody hits him in stride down the sideline. Homestead in business with that touchdown. Then the hard-running Braden Hardwick, 97 yards on the ground. He comes up injured. He leaves the game, but he gets in the end zone. And then one more time in the third quarter, right into your living room. Goody to Archbold in stride. His third touchdown to match his number. They outscore him 21-3 in that third quarter, and it's lights out from there. Goody over to Archbold one more time. He finishes with 338 yards passing, 4 touchdowns for Archbold, as it's another win for Homestead. They take it 42-15 the final. Only WANE and Southside to go.
So obviously we knew it was going to be a dogfight. So going out of halftime, going in the locker room, we were kind of upset. We didn't believe that that's where we should have been. We made a couple mistakes offensively, defensively. Score should have been a little bit different. So if we clean that up for the next couple weeks, we'll be good to go.
A few adjustments, but not many. You know, it's just doing their job. I felt like we missed a few assignments on defense, and then we cleaned those up, and some, just some little things here and there, but mainly just playing hard for 4 quarters. And that's what it takes to beat a good team like this.
Next up, Carroll is at Concordia. Homestead, they will host WANE. Glenn, back to you.
All right, moving on. Battle of the Bishops at Shields Field. Luers and Dwenger. First quarter didn't take the Saints long to hit their stride. We're about a minute into the game. First possession for the Saints, and it's Brendan Lytle. They gave him way too much time. Patrick O'Keefe, 67 yards. They would miss the PAT, but Dwenger, just a minute of the game, up 6-zip, and they were rolling. Now, Luers defense trying to make something happen here. They force the fumble. Johnny Sewell recovers, and the Knights were in business, but on the ensuing drive, they attempt the 40-yard field goal. It's blocked by the Saints. Gage Renbarger recovers, and Dwenger feeling their oats. Weidel, the junior, finding Michael Leto Jr., right in the breadbasket. Great catch by Leto. It's a first down, and later on the drive, Devin Tippmann punches it in. It's 12-zip Dwenger, and the Saints march on to a 47-0 win. Dwenger gets Snider next Friday. Speaking of those Snider Panthers, counting the playoffs, Panthers came into the night 39-4 against Northrop in the last 35 years. Now, could the Bruins start a new trend with that new turf at Spooler Stadium? This doesn't help. It's John Barnes Jr. to Jermaine Wells. Barnes threw for 3 touchdowns, 2 of them to Wells. It was 21-7 Snider early in the second. Northrop's Dylan Hoot to Adrian Sewell. That's a first down for the Bruins, but later on the drive, Jay-Sean Underwood gets under it. He gets the interception. That's Snider D. Tough year in and year out. And then the offense. You know, it's just your night when plays like this happen. Barnes off the receiver's helmet into the hands of Santiago Ortiz. Take another look. Kind of an immaculate reception type of play there. And when things are going that well, you're going to score touchdowns. It's Lenny Bennett. He had 93 yards rushing as Snider beats Northrop. They've got Spooler Stadium bragging rights to the Panthers, 48-21. Totem pole up for grabs at Jack Weicker Stadium. We're talking 94th meeting between Northside and Southside. First quarter, it's Northside off to a good start. It's Alex Holiday Robinson lowering the head and in. It's Northside up 7-zip after one. Second quarter, Southside on the move, but Arian McCarter coming up with the pick. McCarter got an offer from Western Michigan this past summer. He's a big-time D-back. He gets the pick there. South, though, Demir Clark to Trevor Hafner. It's a big first down for the Archers, and they weren't done. Jalen Lattimore, the kid's only a sophomore, but he's like 6'3", 220. He's a name to know for the future, is Lattimore. He can lay out some hits on defense as well. He powers his way in. South led 8-7, but it's Northside with a fourth quarter touchdown to win this thing. 17-16, the totem pole in the hands now of Mike Brevard. Last stop in the SAC, Concordia at WANE. Generals looking for that first win, looking to build some momentum as they enter the playoffs, or at least look toward the playoffs. Third quarter, Amir Drew just carrying everybody with him for the touchdown. The Cadets take a 15-8 lead. WANE responding. Aiden Meek to Ronald Elliott III. You saw the cutback and then the speed. He beats everyone in. Throw up the 5, son. It's the Generals leading 16-5. But Concordia, a lot of weapons on that offense, some good receivers on this team. That includes Tyler Grossman. Brandon Davis finds Grossman, and Grossman gets a good block there. He finds Paydirt, and Concordia wins this one at WANE 35-16. Well, that is a wrap for the SAC, but there's plenty more football left here in Week 7 of the regular season. With last week's win over Adams Central, South Adams asserting itself as a state title contender in 1A. Can the Starfires stay hot down in Bern? Plus, East Noble looking to tighten its grip on the NE8 championship chase, while West Noble tries to put a trophy in the bag. All that and trips to Huntington North, DeKalb, Garrett, and Central Noble coming up next in The Zone.
We're the West Noble Chargers, and we're charging into the end zone.
And there's more highlight zone after the break. The goal from day one was win the ACAC conference. The goal from day one. We're right there. 3 more games. We can't win that goal without winning tonight. Do you understand that? Yes, sir. Good. Good. Again, playing for each other, the guys you love, right? Play for this entire town, the community. Play for the school. Play for your brother. You understand that? Yes, sir. Let's punch you in the mouth, baby. Let's get it done. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Glad to hear Grant Mosher with some wise words for his South Adams Starfires. Mosher actually named the Colts Coach of the Week for the state of Indiana, thanks to last Friday's win over rival Adams Central. And you can see more from Coach Mosher at 6 o'clock in our Highlight Zone 2-minute drill segment. That's this coming Wednesday. Meanwhile, his Starfires looking to keep the momentum rolling as South Adams undefeated, and they were hosting a winless Jay County squad. We'll pick it up in the first quarter, and James Arnold, the junior QB, threw for a school record 471 yards last week against AC. He finds the sophomore Aiden Warner as the Starfires matriculate the ball down the field. Christian Somerset, the junior, punches it in. Yeah, his knee was down and he was over the line. That's a touchdown. It's 7-zip South Adams just like that. Now Jay County trying to get something going here. Sam Dunleavy to Quinn Faulkner, a nice pickup, but the Pats would stall eventually. They'd have to punt, and well, when you give the ball to the South Adams offense, this is what happens. Drew Stutzman, the junior from Arnold, and South Adams goes on to win by a final of 42-0 as the Starfires, second in the state. They stay undefeated. They're now 4-0 in the ACAC with Woodland and Southern Wells still left on the slate. In the Northeast 8, East Noble alone atop the conference standings. The Knights had a solid 4-2 Columbia City team. This was a 7-7 game at the half. Third quarter, though, East Noble starts to break it open. A great fake from Bailey Parker. He keeps it. It's 14-7 East Noble. Columbia City got a pretty talented quarterback of their own. The 6'5" Gregory Bolt firing, finding Dominic Chacon. It's a first down, but the East Noble defense, the defensive line, was really the key for East Noble tonight. The drive stalls because of that. That's Trey Ritchie coming up with the sack for East Noble, and you can't give East Noble's offense too many opportunities because this is what they're going to do. It's the seniors, Parker to Hayden Jones. Jones all the way in for the touchdown that made it 21-7 in the third. Fourth quarter, this is your icing on the cake if you're a Knights fan. Jacob Van Gorder all the way in, and East Noble continues to impress. They win it 28-7 at Columbia City.
We weren't playing our best. We had a lot of little mistakes, and once we cleaned that stuff up, we were ready to go. It's great to have our defense play like that. Everybody talks about how high-powered our offense is, but I think our defense is just as tough. It makes us know that we got to be ready for everybody. We can't come out flat against anybody at all because that'll set us back.
This was one that I think was definitely on their calendar as one they were looking forward to, and for us to come out and match their intensity and play well defensively. That's the key. We've been playing well defensively, and we're excited to come out with a nice win.
East Noble wraps up the regular season with home games. That's against Belmont and New Haven, in position to win that Northeast 8 championship. Well, Leo, one of the two teams that came into the night just a game back of East Noble in the conference championship race. Lions at Huntington North. This is Peyton Wall, and Wall has been doing it all season long. The rugby star goes 131 yards rushing today. About 70 of them came on that play. He had 3 total TDs, and Leo led 7-3 against Bob Prescott's Fighting Vikings. Later in the first, Jackson Barber has done a nice job settling in at that QB position. He hits Peyton McHale. McHale had 115 yards receiving and a touchdown. Barber had 3 TDs through the air. This one, though, is on the ground, and it's Owen Lance. Lance doing the touchdown dance as Leo goes into Craig Baum Stadium and wins this one big time, 50-3 over the Vikings. Well, like Leo, this DeKalb team coming in 3-1 in conference play. The Barons trying to hang in that title race. They were hosting Norwell, and the Knights giving them all they wanted early on, but Corey Price for DeKalb with the interception in the end zone. It saves a touchdown. He brings it out to the 2. Now the Barons offense would stall thanks to that Norwell D. They'd have to punt. It's blocked. The good thing for DeKalb is they recover. It's only a safety, 2 points instead of a touchdown, but Norwell leading 2-0 at that point. Now, of course, because of the safety, they get good field position. Knights take advantage. That's Eli Riley, the quarterback, with the keeper, and it's 9-0 Norwell early, but the Barons, Pete Kemp's squad, turns it around. They force the fumble here, and DeKalb with a nice second half to win this one against a solid Norwell team, 13-9, Barons victorious. West Noble clinched at least a share of the NECC Big Division title last week. A win against Lakeland, and the Chargers would win it outright. First quarter action, Kyle Mayhorter keeps it, and the quarterback runs it in for a touchdown. It's already 14-0 West Noble. Now, you saw the legs from Mayhorter. How about the arm? Rocky Sloan getting behind that defense, and Sloan is alone for a touchdown. It's 21-0 West Noble in the lead. We've seen the offense from West Noble. How about a little bit of defense? West Noble's Tyler Brown with the pick, and he almost takes this one back for 6. A good return deep into Lakeland territory. On the very next play, Mayhorter to Ian Fulecki, and that's a touchdown, 27-0 at that point. West Noble wins the NECC Big Division outright with a 54-12 win against the Lakeland Lakers. After going winless last season, Matt Thacker in Fairfield looking for win number 4 this year. Falcons at Garrett, and in the third quarter, Garrett's down but not out. Levi Follett to Brady Cook. That's a first down, and on the same drive, they go to the ground, do the fight in Depews. It's Clayton Fielden with a short touchdown plunge. 22-15, though. Fairfield still in the lead. Ensuing possession, Fairfield getting it done offensively. This is Quinn Kitson, and Kitson, a junior, shows off the speed. You saw him break the tackle and go to the house as Fairfield goes into Garrett and gets a win at Memorial Field, 38-22, the Falcons victorious. Our final stop for football, Cougar Field up in Albion. Central Noble hosting a Busco team that's ranked 8th this week in 1A. Third quarter, Busco's Jake Falk out of a Wildcat, and that, you know what, that's just unfair. Falk finds his way to the end zone. It's a long touchdown, and Busco leads 38-0 in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, Central Noble trying to avoid a shutout, and they do. Jared Trowbridge to Trayston Harold. That's a touchdown for Central Noble. Nice catch, too. But it's Busco over Central Noble by a final of 38-7. We got more Highlight Zone, including comments and your gem of the night, coming up after the break.
And we're talking about the Highlight Zone. Whatever the hell the Highlight Zone is, that's what we're talking about.
We're the Bears! We're from Huntington! And stay tuned for tonight's Gem of the Week. Yeah!
Let's go to the gem of the night. We're talking about the Homestead Spartans. And in the second play from scrimmage of this game, it's Jake Archbold. He would tiptoe the sidelines and find himself in for the touchdown. He had 4 TDs as Homestead wins it. That's your Peter Franklin Jewelers Gem of the Night. See you next week.